So, if you've been following this channel, or pretty much any Bengals channel, over the last couple months, you know Joe Mixon's name has came up plenty. I mean, it's literally him and Jonah Williams at the top of the list of players we have talked about many, many times. And there has been countless times of, well, the Bengals are going to cut him. The Bengals are going to get rid of him. You know, he had issues at his house. He had issues on a road rage incident. And there were so many claims that he was going to go. All the way up to June 1st. Once June 1st hits, bam, goodbye Joe Mixon. While Zach Taylor has came out, other people have came out and said, he's our guy. We are sticking with Joe Mixon. And the one person we haven't heard from, Joe Mixon. So now that June 1st is over with, and it doesn't mean they can't cut the guy. The Vikings just cut Dalvin Cook today. They could still cut him. There are rumors that they're going to ask him to take a pay cut. Again, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening there. But here is his response about all the allegations of him going to be cut. Mike Brown is, and obviously owner, he just says owner, but he's talking about Mike Brown. The owner, and he makes the decisions. And he embraced me since day one. And I love Mike. I know Mike loves me too. So that's a great thing to have, Mixon said to all Bengals. Ellis Jesse. I feel like our front office, everybody is great to me. And everyone has my back 100%. And it's a great feeling to have the love and support that I get from them constantly. Words really don't explain how much that means to me. And I'll make sure he doesn't say anything before we continue talking here. No, he doesn't. Okay, so, first off, yeah. Like, this is not even just, him saying this is actually not surprising at all. Because if you've heard all these press conferences, I know Katie Blackburn, when she talked about the Joe Mixon situation, how she put it was actually very good and frank was, listen, if we don't make any new moves or trades or signings pretty much, he's our guy. And nothing's going to change that. And that's pretty much what happened. They didn't sign Zeke Elliott. They didn't trade for Derrick Henry. They didn't trade for Austin Eckler. I know those were crazy, but those were out there. They didn't do any of that. They didn't draft a running back in the first or second round. They drafted Chase Brown, who in all intents and purposes, literally to what Zach Taylor said, is a complementary piece to Joe Mixon. So it was very clear in the draft, they weren't trying to find his replacement. They were trying to find his complementary piece. So, will he end up taking a pay cut or be asked to take a pay cut? It's very possible. It's very possible. And my guess is, with the love he's feeling and with the, want to be on this team and not want to leave this team, he's going to probably take that pay cut. At this moment in time, we don't know how his court case is going to go. We don't know if he's going to, in a year from now, be suspended for his road rage incident. We don't know what's going to happen. But it looks like the Bengals aren't really concerned about it. And you got to keep in mind one thing. The Bengals know more than we do. Whenever there's a situation that happens, let's say I'm not connecting the two at all, but we're going back to the Ravens here. Remember Ray Rice? Remember that whole situation? Before fans, the public, reporters knew about Ray Rice, Roger Goodell, Ray Rice, John Harbaugh, Steve Bisciotti. At the time, it was, Ozzie Newsome. They all knew. Before the public knew, they knew. And I'm going to say this all allegedly they knew because I don't want to get sued here. And allegedly, there was a tape of Ray Rice doing what he did, and Roger Goodell tried to get rid of it. And allegedly, the front office had to come in and they sold it to TMZ. And that's why it got leaked and people found out. My point with bringing this up is, if the Bengals knew what Joe Mixon did, right, with the water incident, if they thought he was really guilty, they wouldn't be giving him this much love and backing him and all this kind of stuff. So clearly, whatever happened to the road rage incident, I know it's got brought back up, there's charges again. Clearly, whatever happened there, that's not a concern. They don't think it's going to be a concern. He's the running back moving forward. Now, He's under contract this year and next year, and his contract's up. So it's very possible he does exactly what Gus Edwards did with the Ravens. And, again, I always say it's the copycat league. It kind of is because it's how it works. Gus Edwards was going to get cut from the Baltimore Ravens. But Gus said, hey, I want to be a Raven. I want to remain a Raven. And the Ravens said, hey, listen, you're costing too much, man. We can't afford you. Got to pay Lamar Jackson, right? So he took a 3-year extension, cut his money in half. Well, it took 1/3 of the money he was taking. And now he's still on the team for 3 more years, but he's making 1/3 of the money because he wants to remain a Baltimore Raven, right? He could he technically hit the market even with his injuries and go out there and get the same money Pirine got, 3-year contract, probably $3 or $4 million? Absolutely, like he could, but he wanted to stay a Raven, and I think that will be what ends up happening with Joe Mixon in the foreseeable future. And I think probably before the season starts. We got a recent update from the whole Joe Burrow contract, where, they said they're going to start the talks this summer and hopefully get it done by the end of this summer. Based on now the reports is that nothing needs to happen right now. And that, according to reports, they're not even close. Like, Joe's here. Bengals are here. Joe is here. Now, the difference between Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow is when they're here and Joe's here, they're having conversations. They're acting like businessmen. Lamar Jackson tweeting out on Twitter that he's having a freaking episode because he's upset that they don't want to give him the money he wants. So they're going to get closer because they're business personnel. Unlike the Ravens, Ravens here, Lamar's here, Ravens go, oh, we got to give in to the crybaby. Jalen Hurts' contract actually helped out a lot. I'm not trying to trash the Ravens too much in this video. But you guys understand what I'm saying. So, with that being said, that's being pushed down the road a tad bit. Now, it will probably get done before the season starts, the whole Joe Burrow contract. But that can go into August or September, right? This whole situation with Joe, this is great. Because if this is all what it seems like on paper and in front of you, then he probably will take a pay cut. And that's extra spending money, extra cap for the Bengals. So again, like I said, they're not going to cut him. They're not going to get rid of him. He is the running back moving forward. Could they sign Dalvin Cook? Based on Bengals fans' reactions from you guys, I'm going to say no. But in general, I really do not think they even are questioning that at this moment in time. It's funny to say this because the running back position, outside of Joe Mixon, obviously, is Chase Brown, and then it's going to be either Chris Evans or Trevion Williams. I think, in all intents and purposes, we're fine. This running back situation is perfectly fine. And it's crazy to say this because, we've talked so much about the Bengals possibly getting rid of Joe. It's not going to happen. So, this is it. Shout out to Joe Mixon, though, for feeling, loved by the whole Bengals. And this is why I said it before. That's why I love Who Dey Nation. Because they all come together as like a brotherhood. It's not like, one person crapping about money, one person complaining about money. It's like a dysfunctional, like, high school drama club, I would call it. It's like a brotherhood. Everyone talks like an adult, communicates in business orientations, and gets the job done. Let's go. Who Dey. See you guys in the next one. Who Dey out.